This is Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois.
Almora runs. Bryant in the air deep. Is it enough? It's gone! Ball game over! Cubs win! Cubs win!
That is how you win a baseball game and send everybody to bed tonight. Very happy if you're a Cubs fan. Cubs win 5-2. 5-7-2 is a whole lot better than 2-9-0. Cubs now 20-13, and by virtue of St. Louis's loss, they're back in first place. Miami Marlins fall to 10-25. Cishek 1-1 over Conley 1-4. Hello and welcome to Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois with David DeJesus, Doug Glanville. I'm David Kaplan. I got a stat here that Inside Edge, it's an analytical service I subscribe to. Chris Bryant is slugging .645, 71 total bases and 110 at-bats against a left-handed pitcher since the start of last season. That's the fourth best mark of any hitter in all of baseball. The league average, 200 points less.
That's why I'm like, in that situation, if I'm the Marlins, I bring a righty to face an Albert Almora and Chris Bryant. Why do you think they left him in the game?
You walk Chris Bryant and go, I'll pitch to Rizzo with 97 Alex Conley.
Exactly. I don't get it, but hey, came back to bite him, but he's not missing fastballs now. That's the thing with Chris. Early on, fouling it back, just missing it. Now those hands are staying short to the baseball, and he's driving it.
And you think about one of his main strengths is working the strike zone, understanding the zone very well. And he's been able to zone up, and his zone seems to match up well against the actual strike zone. And now he's hitting those pitches with power, with backspin that are in the heart of his zone. And, you know, the results are there.
Yeah, I just don't, again, Anthony's a great hitter as well. But Chris has shown the last 2 days he's hit home runs. In the eighth inning to win a game, or to put the game away, a grand slam. He hit the home run in the ninth yesterday. I'm like, yeah, he's pretty locked in. I'll go hard-throwing lefty against lefty as opposed to lefty against righty.
Exactly, and lefty, the guy has 97 and then a hard, sharp slider as well. Those are two tough pitches for a lefty that you don't see as many lefties as Chris Bryant sees righties. So it's just, I don't know, it's one of those decisions Mattingly had to really,
All right, let's look at our Gerber Collision and Glass play of the game. We know what that is. 2016 MVP, Christopher Bryant. His third career walk-off home run, 101 exit velocity, 404 feet. That ball smoked. That ball is a smash shot out. Cubs win. Everybody goes home happy.
Cutting through the wind, too. You know, the wind's definitely blowing. He was trying to hold it, but when you get on a low trajectory like that and just square it up, man, there's nothing better than that feeling of coming around third base and you seeing your teammates jumping for joy and ready to pound you like Chris was talking about. They threw some good body shots to him, but those are all worth it, that's for sure.
Yeah, he said the boys were punching him pretty good. They soaked him with the water and the ice. It was a cool moment.
Yeah, it's the beatdown, they call it.
Right.
The beatdown.
The beatdown. And you pay, but it's pain that you welcome.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
It's like a great workout or something. So, you know, look great.
Right, there you go. Now for our BioFreeze player performance, the fast-acting, powerful pain relief the Cubs use to feel no limits. John Lester got into some trouble in a couple innings, but able to wriggle off the hook and ended up with a very, very solid line. 6 innings, 2 runs, both unearned, no walks, 6 strikeouts, 109 pitches, 70 for strike. So Dougie, his ratio good. He's around the plate just enough. And I thought he threw the ball again exceptionally well.
Yeah, since he's come back from the IL, he's really shown his value again. Just the ability to end the losing streaks, to find ways to pitch efficiently. He doesn't beat himself because he throws strikes. He works the count, and he's aggressive. He doesn't give away any pitches. So that's exactly what they need, especially after yesterday's loss where they basically gave the game away. The mistakes caught up to him. He was able to right the ship, and that's what Lester has brought for years, earning every penny of that contract.
His ERA is now down to 1.41. on the season.
I mean, it's fun to watch him. He's just going east to west right now because he has that cutter cutting in on right-handed hitters and then backdooring on right-handed hitters as well. So he's just all over the plate. He's mixing in that four-seam up in the zone, getting hitters to swing underneath it, and he's just pitching. He's just being himself, having fun out there, and like I keep saying, he's been better since that injury. He's under control, he knows how to use his legs, and he's just being smart and efficient with his pitches.
All right, Lester was pretty good, but so was Marlins starter, their ace, Caleb Smith. Fish may have found themselves a great pitcher. I mean, this guy puts up real quality numbers. The new career high in strikeouts for Caleb Smith tonight, 11, and he can hold his head high. He pitched a hell of a game.
Well, you mentioned fish, and that's when he kind of throws a dead fish up there. And it's almost a heavy ball with not a lot of velocity. You talk about his spin rate being high, but he located in and out with multiple pitches. So they were off balance the entire night. At one point, 5 in a row, he rattled off strikeouts. So, looks like a bright future for him. And no question, they weren't exactly able to square him up. They just had enough runs at the end to pull it off.
Yeah, and you, JD, were talking about all game long that backspin keeps that fastball up on the line, and he was just getting guys swinging underneath that four-seam fastball up in the zone, and then he was putting the guys away with that slider that he had great command with. He was dotting that outside away corner or inside to righties, and when he's going like that, this guy, he's showing that this guy can be a #1 for the Marlins for the future.
No question. Time for our James & Sons Fine Jewelers Fielding Gem. Okay, we usually look for a diving catch. This is top and fourth, Miguel Rojas leading up. It's a fair ball. The ball boy thinks it's foul. That ball's clearly fair.
Yeah.
Ball boy goes, I got it. Don't worry about it, Jason. I got this one. And he throws it and gives it to a fan.
I don't think he still knows
He
that
just
it
followed through. It's like,
Now he's going to look back and go, what?
There's that moment.
Wait a minute.
Are you kidding?
What are you talking
What do
about?
you mean it was fair? That ball's clearly fair.
Yeah. And look at the umpire. That's another telltale sign of how fair it is.
Do you think it was a good call that they sent him back to
Yeah,
first
I
base?
thought
It
it was
looked like Hayward had it.
I thought it was a bold call. They sent him back, and they said, nope, he would not been at second base. I mean, clearly when you see the replay of how the ball's ricocheting, Hayward's almost on top of the ball, and he's barely at first base. So
That poor guy is going, I'm a dead man.
I'm going to make the blooper reels for sure.
It is what
you
it
got to
is.
at least field it cleanly. Come on,
Exactly.
it's okay. Field it cleanly.
At least he didn't fall. Time to hear from Joe Madden, the Cubs manager, brought to you by Comcast Business, built for business.
So a cold game, but certainly hot ending. That'd be very gratifying.
It is. I'm really happy for KB. He's been working so hard. He's really rebounding well right now. We the whole game, just little foul balls that just go out of play that we need, foul balls that stay in play that they need. It was just one of those, again, just like a repetition of last night. Johnny Lester, really good. We just didn't make plays. Johnny Lester could have pitched another 2 innings had we made some plays. So it was one of those nights. We hung in there. We got the big knock when it was necessary, and that's it, man. So team win, absolutely a team win. And give the Marlins credit for really battling hard, and Caleb Smith did a wonderful job for them.
This really has been building for Bryant, so has it?
Yeah, he's been doing better. I mean, the games on the West Coast, Arizona, what was before Arizona? So, yeah, but that West Coast really, but I think the West Coast trip got him right. Just hitting the ball a lot more consistently hard. And with that, his confidence is going up. And that's the big thing with him and a lot of young hitters. I mean, confidence matters. It always matters. And if he's hitting the ball in the barrel more frequently, which he is, and that was some pretty good velocity right there. I didn't see the number on it. I mean, the actual pitch. His confidence will continue to grow.
In the fifth inning, it kind of gets lost in the sauce where the throw Almora made from
Oh, yeah.
Curtis at third. How important was that in that moment?
Big, man. He gets the leadoff triple, and then I just decided let's play it aggressively on the infield. We moved the infield in for the play at the plate. I didn't think we were going to score many more runs under the circumstances today, so we did. And that was the pop-up, then pop-up the second, then we got out of it. It was a big play, and I talked to Albert about it. He felt really good. It was a direct line when it was hit, 2 home plate, so he just came straight in. He didn't have to move. his feet are redirected, and he felt pretty good about the throw, and it was a great throw.
What did you see on the play with Schwarber in left field, the one that he...
That's just the vortex. That's like taking off a small jet taking off after a 757. That swirling air coming out of the fan. That's all that is. They missed. Anderson's a really good right fielder. He missed that play by Javi. You're going to see mistakes on defense on a night like today. It's not baseball weather. I'm sorry. I'm glad we played. I'm glad we won. But the game was not intended to be played under these circumstances, so I think you're going to see more mistakes than normal.
You talk so much about Kinsler and Brock, too, and Cishek, but how important have some of those guys been for stabilizing?
They've been wonderful. Kinsler's probably been the most consistent. And I'm seeing Brad really ascending right now. And the big thing with Brad, if you look at I saw his overall whip number as a major league pitcher, it's much lower than what he's got right now, which tells me the walks are going to go away. And as the walks go away, he's going to be very difficult. And Cishek had a slider for a strike tonight, and that makes all the difference in the world.
All right, there's Joe Madden. I was just looking at the box score and the bullpen line tonight. Brock and Cishek and Kinsler combined for 3 innings, 0 walks, 0 hits, 6 strikeouts. That's quality.
They're throwing the ball really well right now. Kinsler has been a really nice mainstay, getting big outs, keeping the ball in the infield. Cishek has struggled there for a few games, but really just pounding the strike zone. And it's all about the walks. If they're keeping guys off the base, these guys can pitch. They have proven track records, so it's all about limiting walks and hitting your spots.
And as Joe Madden mentioned, I mean, Lester could have been out of the innings a lot quicker, a couple of defensive, the miscues. And so the efficiency came through the bullpen. They came in and just threw strikes and were able to keep runners off bases. So they didn't have any traffic. And all it was a matter of time before the offense of the Cubs just pushed a run across and get the W.
All right, a cold and wet Chris Bryant, I think, is dried off. He's at the podium.
You just wanted to get out of the cold, right?
Yeah. It was a cold one. I honestly didn't want to play extra innings. Nobody likes that. I was thinking of back to Arizona. I was like, nope, we're not going to have that today. But it was fun. I really enjoyed that.
Chris, that wind was really blowing in strongly there. When you hit it well, but did you think you had got enough of it?
Honestly, not really. I mean, it was kind of kept below the wind. I know that when you hit it left center there when the wind's blowing in, it doesn't affect it too much. But, yeah, I mean, I thought I had a chance. I thought it was, at worst, going off the wall. So, yeah.
Remember years ago you said, I love hitting home runs. That's what I do. What does it feel like now, getting back to that mode?
It feels normal. I mean, I knew it was just a matter of time before my work showed up in the games. I've been really proud of that. I feel like I've been putting in a ton of work with just consistency in my swing and approach, and not chasing too much, and working the counts, taking my walks, getting on base. And it's nice to see good results the last 3 games, 4 games. I mean, honestly, back to that homer I hit in Arizona. I felt locked in since then, so I'm just gonna ride this wave.
Did it ever get frustrating to reflection
No, never, because I could be hitting whatever 200 with, I don't even know, but I know that anytime I step on the field, I do something to help the team win. That's all Joe asks. That's all I expect from my teammates, and I hope that's what they expect out of me. So it's not, sometimes the numbers aren't as flashy as you would like, but I know there's much better things to do to help the team win, and that's what I take pride in.
Yes, I know you enjoyed that moment, but it really felt like your teammates equally did.
Yeah, walk-offs are so fun, regardless. I mean, it's just a time to beat up on your teammates, and nobody knows who's doing what. They got me good, so but in the best way possible. It's been a couple years since that I've done that, but it's nice to experience it again.
When you're in the groove you're in, do the mechanics, I mean, do you think about those things, or does it just feel natural at this point?
No, you don't think about the mechanics. I try not to think about the mechanics at all, even when I don't feel right, just because it's, you're up there thinking where your hands are going, where your foot, it's just too much. I mean, I really just try to keep it very simple. Up at the plate, it shows in my stance, my approach, and that's always good when you feel like things are clicking, and it certainly feels that way right now.
What were you able to identify early on that you kind of sorted out over the last couple of weeks?
I mean, I think anytime early in the season you look at the scoreboard and things fluctuate so much, and then you're up there trying to get 4 hits in 1 at bat because you want to see things change. And I think we all have experienced that. I mean, fortunately, I feel like I've gotten off to pretty good starts the previous 4 years, so I haven't had to really worry about that. But this year was a little different. So I think that's the main thing, is you're so impatient and you want things to come to you so quick. But I realize that that's not the way to go about things, and it's always good when you learn from your mistakes.
Chris, why do you think John Lester's so strong and he's so much since he came off the injury list?
Yeah, well, he's John Lester. He's just a competitor. It doesn't matter, if he has his best or worst stuff. You're probably going to get a quality start from him. And I'm sure he'll tell you that he wasn't very satisfied with what he did today, but I'm looking at it from third base, and I'm like, I expect to win every time he's on the mound. So that's such a good feeling when you're out there playing behind him.
Chris, on a night like this when it's so cold, it's a school night for parents with their kids.
Yeah.
What does it do for you to still see so many people engaged right up to the last out?
I mean, it's awesome. I mean, who wants to come sit through a 3.5-hour baseball game when it's 35 degrees out? Cubs fans. That's who. I mean, it's so awesome to see that. I mean, we can't say enough about them. They show up. They're there cheering us on. And as a player, I mean, I truly appreciate that. So never going to take that for granted.
All right. Thank you, Chris Bryant. Time for a break here on Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. We'll hear from John Lester and more from the clubhouse, all coming up next.
Cubs Postgame Live is presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all.
It's a powerful thing, knowing what you're made of. At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, we're made up of many things. We're made up of heart and the hard-working. We're made up of a belief that finding ways to serve all of our zip codes is as important as cracking our genetic codes. And in the end, what we're made of has been the same since the beginning, each other. And that's a healthy state to be in.
This is Fred. He's dancing like nobody's watching. And because all of the devices on Fred's Wi-Fi network are protected with Xfinity XFi, literally nobody's watching. Except the millions of you, of course.
Wait, millions of people are watching?
Yeah, we're making a commercial.
If it's connected, it's protected with Xfinity XFi. Now that's simple, easy, awesome. Ask about download speed up to 400 megabits per second, or even faster, up to a gig. Learn more and get started for $30 a month for a year. Switch today.
Chicago, you've got great taste. Thanks for making us your #1 beer. Miller Lite. Hold true.
I'm Christina Stumble, and I chose the Spark Cash Card from Capital One. With unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy, why wouldn't I get this card? I redeemed $115,000 in cash back, which doubled our marketing budget last summer. What's in your wallet?
Life is just as powerful as the Lexus RX. As many safety features as the RX, and new Lexus RX has many
talking about you, you must be doing something right. Experience the style, craftsmanship, and technology that have made the RX the leading luxury SUV of all time. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
University of Chicago Medicine is advancing the forefront of health every day with breakthroughs in immunotherapy to fight aggressive cancers, leading-edge treatments to prevent a major cause of stroke, and game-changing orthopedics for elite athletes and the rest of us, too. We're bringing research to reality and making the extraordinary possible so you can experience advanced care in everything we do. Welcome to the forefront.
Hey, Cubs fans, show your team pride with Cubs checking in an official Cubs MasterCard debit card. Doug Glanville has one of those, only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. All right, since his return from the injured list, John Lester has pitched 18 innings, allowing 1 earned run, walked just 1 batter, and he struck out 19. How about that? Let's go back to Wrigley and hear from the man himself, Johnny Lester, at the podium.
I mean, I don't think anybody in there doubted it, you know. We've all played through injury and struggled, and, I think you learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about your teammates, and, it's just good to see him kind of in that good spot right now. He's been having some good at-bats and hitting the ball hard. He hasn't had the results here lately until probably this homestand. So it's nice to see that, but, definitely nobody in that clubhouse doubted that he would be back to being Chris Bryant.
How tough was it to get feeling in your hand out there? I know pitchers always say, well, we're the only ones moving, but that seemed a little bit out of whack tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I really had nothing early on. Made some adjustments about the third, fourth inning mechanically that kind of got me back to being okay. It was just one of those nights. You kind of had to figure out a way, and Willie did a great job of kind of guiding me through that whole thing. So wasn't ideal, but we figured out a way to keep our team in the game and give our guys a chance at the end there, and obviously KB coming through.
John, people talk about the ball being different this season. It's flying out more. I mean, do you feel that? You notice that when you're trying to pitch with it?
Yeah. I mean, I know they're not rubbed up like they used to be. You get balls back and they're basically white, and it seems like they're right out of the box. I had a piece of the ball on my finger at one point tonight, so I don't know. I mean, I think I read something that David Price said, like, we don't care, just tell us, I mean, it'd be nice to know, but I mean, obviously you see it across the board in AAA. I mean, that's kind of the telltale sign. These guys are, I think, way ahead of their home run total that they've ever been with going to the big league ball. So it is what it is. I mean, there's no excuse, there's no nothing. It just, obviously we got to make good pitches. If we make good pitches, we can still get outs. So I think I agree with what David said. I mean, if it is, just tell us. We don't really care. There's nothing we can do about it, but continue to pitch.
John, marathon season, obviously, but right now you guys are playing really good. 8 wins, 9 games. What's the feeling in the clubhouse right now with the team?
Good. I mean, you pretty much summed it up. I mean, we've been playing pretty good baseball for a while. So I think obviously we got off to not such a great start, but since that home series, we've been playing good baseball. So we'll try not to talk about it too much and continue to move on and play good baseball.
Do you feel like you're on the base pass out there, like if you'd have had to run home there?
I felt great. I was yelling at Butter. The third baseman was basically in my back pocket. I wanted to steal third. He shook his head emphatically no. I yelled at him again. But no, I mean, I feel fine. I think being out there tonight was actually it was a good hurdle to cross, and I ran over to first base a couple times, yelled at Tony a couple times, which is always good throughout the baseball game. So yeah, I mean, there's just a couple hurdles that we kind of had to get through that mentally, I think were kind of the last little things. But no, I felt fine running today.
On the bunt, each play was different. I mean, they were calling for different things. Is that how you were adhering to it?
What's that now?
You swung it a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, I go off of Butter. He gives me the signs, and I do what I'm told at the plate, and he gave me the go-ahead the first couple, and then after that, obviously Joe didn't like my swing, so he told me to bunt, and then tried to get one down. I felt like it was a good one, but he made a good play and got Schwarber to second.
And then Rizzo throwing the ball at each other.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's doing over there. I mean, I kept yelling at him to get there to touch it before it went foul, because it was going to go foul before it got to first base. And then he bobbles it and falls on it, and God knows what he's doing over there. So that was my time to yell at him, which I love doing. I don't know if you guys know that, but I love yelling at him on a regular basis. But we got the out, so that's all that matters.
In the fifth inning, they played Almora, keeping Granderson in third. I mean, that would be a good play.
Yeah. Obviously the wind helps that ball kind of stay a little bit closer to the infield than usual, and Al with a good, accurate throw right there. So, yeah, I mean, that's our outfielders, allow us to feel comfortable and with the arms that we have out there and the range that they have, other than Schwarber doing circles when he had to go literally 2 feet to his right. But other than that, but our guys are great. He told me that, so I'm allowed to say that. But no, Al, obviously we've all seen what he can do out there, and him showing off his arm there was big, and keeping that guy at third base, obviously is a turning point in that game.
All right, there you go. John Lester. Time for our Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois keys to the game. David, yours was stay hot.
Yeah, the weather conditions were not conducive to really throwing the ball well today, but he stayed with it. He had some hard hit balls in those first 3 innings, but he said he readjusted, started throwing that cutter inside to right-handed hitters, got a lot of success, and really he was just attacking, and I really like this John Lester right now. The team expects him every time he goes on that mound to get a W.
Yeah, my key was pick each other up. We saw last night the struggles and sort of giving extra outs, the walks. So even with Schwarber, he mentioned he had a tough play out there, led to a couple of runs, but then Lester shut it down, the bullpen capped it off, and then Chris Bryant puts him over the top. So total team effort, and you heard a lot of it through the interviews with Madden and Bryant about how they weave together and they pick each other up, and that was absolutely critical in this game today.
Yeah, there's nothing like watching the crowd when they hear that crack of the bat and they think that ball's gone, and they all rise as one in the background. They're all standing back there. It was a pretty cool moment. Look, I know it's one game. It's May the 7th. But does a moment like that galvanize a team, and especially a guy like Chris Bryant, where you can build off it, or it's one game, you move on?
It's a fun moment. I don't think you're just really getting anything from that other than, all right, hey, I'm swinging the bat, another walk-off, you get a win. This is a team you should be beating 3 or 4. Let's be honest with that. But you just lost yesterday. You had opportunities all game long. You couldn't come through. Now your guy, Chris Bryant, comes through in a big situation, hits a homer, get things rolling again. It just breeds that in that clubhouse. You're just like, okay, we're good. It's just one of those things. It's you don't have to be stated.
Miguel Montero said, hey, we're good.
Exactly.
That's it.
I mean, and maybe in retrospect, once you get the landscape of the entire season, you look back and you say, you know what, I'm going to circle that game as really changing things. Certainly you see Bryant now not only getting hot, but now the power game is coming with it. So that combination is a huge factor in how you get perspective for the whole season. So I think that game's very important.
All right, Bryant wasn't the only long ball tonight. Albert Almora had a key home run, his second of the season, and that was off Caleb Smith, and that was a big one. It tied the game. That ball was smoked. It was a line shot. It got up, it got out, and tied the game, and it turned out as good as Smith pitched. That was a big, big blow.
Yeah, and just the same thing you talk about Chris Bryant and confidence with Albert Almora. You saw early on the season, this guy was an automatic out, couldn't drive the ball. Just that homer off of Kenley Jansen really changed things. He simplified his approach, not the leg kicks gone. He just barrel to the baseball, and you just see him right now gaining confidence every at-bat.
Yeah, I mean, I was impressed. You know, the home run was, that backspin was incredible being at the game, but also just the ball he hit to right field. You know, that's a good sign for Almora. He needs to do that. He has to be the line drive guy. We saw that early last year, the first half of the season. Line drives, line to line, and once in a while get that backspin. So, you know, once again, the top of the order is looking good. Rizzo, Bryant, and Almora Jr., I mean, those guys set the table, and then Baez and everybody does the rest.
All right, much more to come on Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Kyle Hendricks is back on the mound tomorrow. What will the professor do for an encore after an 81-pitch masterpiece against the St. Louis Cardinals last Friday? Can he do it again? Hendricks back on track. Doug and David attempt to answer those questions coming up. If you want Cubs coverage on the go, download the My Teams app by NBC Sports. Latest stories, podcasts, interviews, and highlights all available on your phone. Stream the games as well. Download the My Teams app today.
Coach, it's kind of hard to see the ball.
I've been there. I had a TV service with hardly any sports in 4K. Couldn't see any of the quality details. I switched to DirecTV. Now I get the most live sports in 4K.
So how does that help me?
You know what? It really doesn't. I don't know why I told you that. Go get him, Floyd.
Live sports that aren't in 4K are just kinda TV. Don't just kinda TV, DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
I visualize travel rewards. I receive travel rewards.
Going new places. Oh. Going out for a bite. Going anytime. Rewarded.
Learn more at theexplorercar.com.
Nobody beats our prices at Menards, so you can update your entire home from the roof to the driveway. EPDM rubber roofing works perfectly for flat or low-sloped roofs. Get a 45 mil 10 by 20 foot roll for just $99. Larger sizes in 45 and 60 mil are also available. Protect your blacktop with Seal Best. 8-year driveway filler and sealer protects against UV rays and remains flexible to resist cracking. It's just $19.98. Plus, a Menards gift card is perfect for Mother's Day.
Save big money at Menards.
These days, travel can feel like you're in a battle scene. But at Hertz, we've rewritten the script with, spoiler alert, no suspense, no surprises, and definitely no shocks. When it comes to drama, let's leave that to the Avengers. Hertz, we're here to get you there. Marvel Studios Avengers Endgame, in theaters April 26th.
Oh, you're cash only?
Yes, there's an ATM next door.
Right, but the fees.
Actually, with the BMO Harris Smart Advantage account, you don't pay fees at over 40,000 ATMs nationwide.
Surely there's a monthly fee. The universe is connected by monthly fees.
Not if you go with paperless statements. And in this universe, there's no minimum balance either.
My wisdom rock, you should have it.
Oh, I already got one.
Whoa. Whoa.
That feeling you get when you can bank without fees? That's the BMO effect.
Baseball is ready to go.
And a quick 1-2-3 start for Hendricks. 2 outs in the third. This is his 24th pitch. He'll head over to the bag and get the feed from Rizzo. Hendricks cruising early. And the pitch, sharply hit grounder. Baez leaves his feet. Throw to first. Got it. What a play.
The star in the scorebook next to that one.
Line shot. And a catch by Zobrist. Back to Hendricks. 2 down. Hendricks through 5 has given up 1 hit and no runs. And Flaherty dumps one toward left. It's caught by Schwarber. Sliding catch, Hayward. Called strike 3. for the Professor through 8. He's shutting them out on just 3 hits. In the air, that's 1. Swing and a miss. 2 down. This should do it. Descalso makes the catch. Cubs win. An 81-pitch complete game shutout for Kyle Hendricks.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Here's the pitching matchup for Game 3 of this 4-game series with Miami. First pitch tomorrow night, 7:05 on WGN. Kyle Hendricks coming off that 81-pitch complete game shutout against the Cardinals will go up against Jose Urena, who's 1-5 in 39 2/3 innings with an ERA a little high, 5.45. Hendricks 2-4, 34 1/3 innings pitched with a 3.93, 27-8 K to walk ratio. I was really amazed how he was able to handle Goldschmidt so effectively.
Because he was down in the zone. When you're down in the zone as often as he was that game, when you come up, it's a surprise. It raises your eyes levels, and he just threw it by DeYoung, Carpenter, and Goldschmidt up in the zone. So the thing is with him is, can he put his fastball down in the zone and mix that changeup down there as well? Then that 87 down in the zone becomes 95 up in the zone. And it's going to be a tale of 2 pitchers because Urena throws 95 and Hendricks throws 85 to 87. It's going to be a fun matchup.
I mean, you know, he looked incredible, and you recognize last year he made that major adjustment sort of later in the season where he kind of figured out some mechanical adjustments. Looks like he's doing things sooner, and with the momentum that the Cubs have, they need him that every 5th day to be the guy to give them, you know, that 80% chance of winning. So masterful in and out, up and down, but most importantly, just staying out of the heart of the zone and not getting beat by the home run that got him last year.
Yeah, keeping it down, pitching downhill.
That's right.
All right. Time now for our 4 seasons heating, air conditioning, and plumbing. Who's hot and who's not? Current Marlins in their career against Kyle Hendricks. Well, take a look. Jorge Alfaro, their catcher, 3 for 4, a double. And then you look who's not. Martin Prado, who's the most professional hitter perhaps in their lineup, 2 for 12. That's a 167, 231 OBP, and a 397 OPS. All right, let's head into the clubhouse. Our Miller game report. There's Albert Almora Jr., who had a good night.
Yeah, I mean, it was they lined up perfect. I was playing right where he hit it, and I was able to come through with a lot of momentum, and I wanted to keep it down just in case if Tony had to cut it off, so it worked out.
I know you were talking pregame about, you know, Chris starting to have the production like this. It's just like things are back to normal. Did it really feel back to normal then, this walk-off and everything?
Yeah, man, he really that was a great at-bat. It's a tough pitcher. He throws the ball hard, and it's up in the zone, so he threw him a couple of tough fastballs up, and he made an adjustment. So when Chris is doing that, then all is good.
Your home run was a rope. I mean, what was your thinking when you hit it? That was going to get out the wind and hold it up?
I was thinking double out the gate. I don't hit a lot of homers, so and I kept that one pretty low. I know I hit it well, but I was just running as hard as I can.
On a night like tonight, how tough is it collectively to be able to keep your concentration when you're freezing your you-know-what?
You know what? I think this team does a really good job of, you know, we embrace all that, and we joke about it, and you know, and I think we're really focused, and we don't let it affect us.
All right, there's a little bit from Albert Almora. How about this from Gordon Whitmire, the Sun-Times? Albert Almora, first 21 games, 10 for 55 with 0 extra base hits. Last 10 games, 12 for 33, 3 doubles, 2 homers, 7 runs, and 4 RBIs. Somebody getting locked in a little bit.
That top of the order, those guys, because 4 through 8 have been really carrying that offense when those guys were struggling. And now, all of a sudden, the top is putting it together. So that's how it works. I mean, you don't want everybody hot. Yeah, you beat teams 15-0, and then you all get cold, and then you lose 6 in a row. So it's nice to have that balance and flow. And as they talked about, they're picking each other up.
And you trust your work. Every game, before the game, he's doing the same routine. He's just getting hits now. Now you're getting confidence, and that's what this game is about. It's about confidence, seeing pitches, and being able to put your A swing on them.
All right. Guys, I'll see you on Thursday afternoon.
Perfect.
See you then. Thank you for watching Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. It's a good night for the Cubs. They win on a Chris Bryant 3-run home run. They walk it off in style. Back at it tomorrow. We'll see you for our next broadcast on Thursday. You have a great night. We'll see you.
You are watching Cubs Baseball on NBC Sports Chicago, presented by Wintrust.